Spoilers for Life is Strange Before the Storm, and The Last of Us. Life is Strange is not a video game for everyone. Life is Strange is a television show, where you take control of the main character and go through the motions of making the tough, ethical decisions that characters have to make in Shakespearean-type dramas. But unlike a stage show where you have to watch Hamlet walk to his death every time, you get to control the characters' futures.
Evan doesn't say much to me, but his photos are very cool.
Literally. Life is Strange is a time travel story. The main character, Max, has the ability to rewind time for a few minutes and redo important moments in her life. This allows you, as the player, to see the outcome of certain decisions and then go back and change them if you don't like what you see. In this way, Life is Strange is like a choose-your-own-adventure story, with branching paths depending on your choices and actions. Most of the game's decisions don't have huge bearings on the plot, and by the end of the game, you're presented with a decision that makes nothing you did prior matter. That's what we're going to talk about in this video, the ending of Life is Strange. But first, let's talk about the trolley problem. It was a popular meme a few years ago, but in case you're not familiar with it, here are the specifics. Psychologists asked participants the following question. You come to a pair of train tracks with a lever that can change the path of the train from one to the other. The train is coming and it's going to go down track A, which has 5 people tied to it. You don't know the people. You don't know their age or sex or occupation. All you know is that there are 5 people on that track, and on track B is 1 person. You don't have time to untie anyone, but you can pull the lever. Do you allow the train to run over 5 people, or do you move the lever and have it kill the 1 person? The results of the trolley problem were overwhelmingly one-sided. Almost everyone would pull the lever and kill the 1 person, saving the 5. The amount of lives saved was the factor that helped make their decision. Those who chose not to pull the lever said that they didn't want to interfere with fate. They felt that, had they not come along, the 5 people would die, and the 1 person would live. Thus, by pulling the lever, they were essentially murdering that 1 person who would have lived otherwise. The psychologists then asked a slightly different version of the problem. In this case, there's only 1 set of tracks, and 5 people are tied to it. Next to you is 1 very fat person. You have the option to let the 5 people die, or roll the fat person onto the tracks so that he or she stops the train. With this question, more people answered that they would do nothing and let the 5 people die. They said that they felt that it was more personal killing the fat person than pulling the lever. It felt more like murder. Life is Strange very famously ends with the trolley problem.
You could use that photo to change everything right back to when you took that picture. All that would take is for me to...
Fuck that! No. No way. You are my #1 priority now. You are all that matters to me.
I know. You prove that over and over again. Even though I don't deserve it. I'm so selfish. Not like my mom. Look what she had to give up and live through. And she did. She deserves so much more than to be killed by a storm in a fucking diner. Even my stepfather deserves her alive. There's so many more people in Arcadia Bay who should live. Way more than me.
The game gives us the option of sacrificing Chloe, 1 person, or sacrificing Arcadia Bay, your hometown. But this isn't really the trolley problem. In the case of Life is Strange, the people aren't just people. They're people you know. On one hand, we have Chloe, who is Max's best friend since childhood. Chloe is a high school dropout, a drug user, isn't against using violence and getting herself in danger. The people in town range from good to gray to bad. There are people like Warren, a boy who has strong feelings for Max and has protected her many times. There's Alyssa and Dana, who have done nothing wrong. There's David, a war veteran who struggles with returning to everyday life and is paranoid and bullies people, including Chloe, but also saves Max's life. There's Frank, a drug dealer, who saves Chloe's life and rescues dogs. There's Nathan, a troubled teen with bipolar disorder who murdered a girl. There's his father, a rich jerk who bribes police officers in the school. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of innocent families and children. So it's not just one person to 5, it's one person to thousands. But it's your best friend to your friends, your enemies, and strangers. If the ending of Life is Strange was the trolley problem, I doubt many people would choose to save Chloe. Of course, they would save the others. The loss of life in one case is just so much higher than in the other. Not only that, but it's actually the second version of the trolley problem. Because Chloe was originally fated to die, Max would have to push everyone else in the path of the train just to save her. And the final nail in the coffin is Chloe telling Max that she would rather die than all of those people. She tells you to save them and sacrifice her.
I won't trade you!
You're not trading me. Maybe you've just been delaying my real destiny. I know I've been selfish, but for once, I think I should accept my fate.
So if the vast majority of people would choose this option in the trolley problem, and the story the game gives you just makes it even more one-sided against saving Chloe, why is the ending of Life is Strange split almost 50-50 among players? The answer? Because it's a good game. When you reach the ending of Life is Strange, you are confronted with the option of saving Chloe or saving the town. You have to stop and think, not about the ethics of the trolley problem, but about your feelings for Chloe. You've just spent a week with Chloe going through intense drama. You've saved her life multiple times already. She's your best friend, and her life has been terrible. You just want everything to turn out okay for her. There's no way you're going to press that button to kill her. It's not logical, it's emotional, but it's the wrong choice. The game does not have two endings because both are equally valid. The game has two options at the end to make you choose one. The game wants you to choose to sacrifice Chloe, and for that decision to be hard. The game wants you to feel the pain of the hard decision to sacrifice this person who you've grown to love. Let's look at another cinematic masterpiece, The Last of Us. In The Last of Us, a plague has infected humanity, but a young girl, Ellie, is immune to the plague. You play as a father who lost his young daughter, and you journey with Ellie to a hospital where they can extract a cure from her. During the course of the game, you grow to care strongly for her, adopting her as a replacement daughter. When you reach the hospital, you're told that to extract the cure and save everyone on Earth, it would mean killing Ellie. It's the trolley problem again. Ellie, or the human race. But The Last of Us is not a game about choices. It's a cinematic experience where everything is written out and you just walk in the steps of the characters. The character you're playing as decides to save Ellie. You have to play as him and shoot an unarmed doctor, then shoot your way out of the hospital and doom humanity to save Ellie. You don't make the choice. The game forces you to. It was harshly criticized when it came out for this. People said that the emotion of loving Ellie so much that you choose her over the world is great storytelling, but that by forcing you to kill the doctors and doom the world, it kills the immersion and cheapens the experience of the game.
This is our future. Think of all the lives we'll save.
I kind of don't want to shoot them because they're totally right. Like, I disagree with Joel right now. Like, I really do, but...
No!
Life is Strange gives you the option to save Chloe at the end of the game just to make it harder for you to kill her. You're not supposed to save her. You're supposed to feel bad for killing her. And you can only feel bad because you knew there was another option. Life is Strange is the story of 3 girls, Rachel, Chloe, and Max. It's the story of how Chloe's life is screwed over, how Rachel is killed, and how Max gets one more week with her best friend.
Max, you finally came back to me this week, and you did nothing but show me your love and friendship. You made me smile and laugh like I haven't done in years. Wherever I end up after this, in whatever reality, all those moments between us were real, and they'll always be ours.
The ending where Max and Chloe survive makes no sense as a conclusion to the story. In the ending where Chloe dies, the outcome is Max being able to spend one last week with her best friend. That is the true ending. That's the right ending. That's the ending that you should choose. Unless we don't understand how Max's powers work. Max can travel back in time, which leaves two possibilities for how her powers work. One, every time she goes back in time, she overwrites the previous timeline with her new decision. In this option, everything I've said so far means that saving the town makes the most sense. But then there's option 2. Every time Max goes back in time, she leaves behind a timeline that continues on without her, meaning that every time she goes back in time, she leaves behind a Maxless universe. If this is how her powers work, then it means that there is no choice at the end of the game. In one universe, Chloe has already died, and in this universe, the storm is going to hit the town and kill everyone no matter what. All that matters, the only thing Max can do, is choose which universe she wants to live in. Does she want to live in the universe with everyone but Chloe, or the universe with Chloe where everyone else is dead? In this case, choosing to be with Chloe makes perfect sense. Max's desire to be with Chloe could override her desire to be with everyone else in the town, because they were going to die no matter what she did. The choice wouldn't actually save any lives. Only Max's life would matter. But is there any evidence for this being how her powers work? The answer is yes. Life is Strange Before the Storm begins with Chloe standing on train tracks, jumping off and flipping the train the bird at the last moment. She's cheating death, showing us that she was never tied to the train tracks to begin with. The very first thing we see in the series is flipping off the trolley problem. If you save Kate's life, there's a scene later where Max is in Kate's hospital room, and she says, "Who says we only have a single fate?"
I don't think I'll ever know how much destiny I'm changing. But whoever said we only have a single fate? Time travel is such a mindfuck.
Because any combinations of decision can result in different outcomes, none of them is any more right than the other. Max has the ability to jump between branching universes. In Life is Strange Before the Storm, there is no time travel, and yet decisions can lead to different outcomes depending on how you play. This seems to indicate that within the game's universe there are branching paths. There are multiple universes. Thus, because any combinations of decisions can result in different outcomes, none is any more right than the other. Max merely has the ability to jump between branching universes, nothing more. Thus, she has no responsibility to make the decision to save the town, and she can stay with Chloe if she wants. So really, the question is, Max and Chloe or Max and Warren, which is the best couple? I'm sure that's not a controversial topic among fans at all. You can make the decision for yourself.
To all of you, American girls, it's sad to imagine a world without you. American girls, I'd like to be part of the